Hi, this is Hafiz here for eTouch.com with some basic compositing and tutorial in After Effects. So we'll be basically seeing how to composite this raw footage, which is me looking in outside of the balcony and trying to replace the background, the sky, and add some new trees and add a small camera move inside. So this is how it looks. I'm sure you have seen the preview. So if you see this same thing, and we have replaced this frame, etc., and we've added a background, added some trees here. There's a small camera move inside, if you can notice, and the trees are slightly moving based on the wind. So let's get started on this. So I'll import the file first of all. This is the directory which I'm maintaining, so I'll go to camera takes, AVI, and this is the shot here I have rendered out in TIFF sequences. Just select the first one and click on this for TIFF sequence, so that it'll take all the sequence 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's I think it's there till 558 frames. So I just say open. So it's here. I'll just open a new composition by putting it on this icon. So here we are. We get this. So if you see, this is exactly 120 by 720 square pixels. This is a HD video. So to get started on this, we basically need to replace the sky with some footage and then put in some trees here, etc., etc. But before doing anything, if you notice here, you have this balcony frame window here, which is distracting. We basically have to remove this first before we could do anything, because otherwise there is no way you can put any footage behind this frame. So you need to get rid of this frame first. So to do that, what I did was I took the first frame of this video shot and took it to a Photoshop. This is the first frame which I have. Took it to Photoshop and basically used the clone tool here and kind of cloned this part out, this entire part out, and the end results was this. If you can just see this before, this is after. So I just removed the frame here. Only then we could easily work on the background and we can do something about it. It's pretty bad that we are removing the frame. I'll show you in the end how we can get it back. So right now I'll go back to After Effects and import that picture. Just in pre-renders, matte painting, the matte painting one. Open. See, okay. So you have this composition. I'll just put it just above it, and I have got this. So what I'll do is I'll just take a mask till here. Yep, that's it. Okay, so here we have it. So this is the matte, I mean without the matte painting, and this with the matte painting. Now it's done. If I just scrub to, it works pretty cool. And if you notice, the trees are moving here and the trees are not moving here. We'll get back to it in just a moment. And you can see this line here. Probably we can just feather it out. Yep, that's gone. And yeah, that's it. So now this is the final shot which we'll be working on. So this is called a shot one, and we'll take this shot one and we'll open a new composition on that. Okay, so right now what we need to do is we need to get this sky replaced, right? So I'll just duplicate this, Control D, just duplicate it, and click on the mask tool and just mask this part out, maybe till here. Okay, yep, I'll just mask this out and copy this mask and paste it here too, and just proceed to subtract. Okay, so we got back the earlier one. So this is the one. This shot has all the screen without the clouds, and this one is only with the clouds. So before doing anything, I'll just pre-compose the shot one, layer, pre-compose shot one, just call it as sky. Okay, that is done. So we need to get this out. So what I can do is I can actually go to Luma key. I can use Luma key here, and if put in the first frame, and how Luma key works is this actually keys out either the dark part or the brighter part. So right now we need to remove this brighter part here, so we select bright So once you say bright, everything goes off, and you have to set the threshold. You just increase it to some level, keep increasing more than 125, it starts working. 255 will have the entire thing, and just come down till the buildings are gone and the hair remains. Okay, the hair is still there, yep, fine. I think we are kind of okay. Yeah, if you can hit the transparency here, you can see it's all gone, only this hair is here. We'll just rightly remove it again. Yep, okay, we can do with this much here. And basically you can feather it out a little bit, and it'll feather it out. And you have this edge thin. If you type in 1, so it cuts it out inside a little bit. It works fine. I actually don't know what this tolerance stands for. Whatever you change, nothing happens. Maybe I don't. Maybe if you know it, just let me know what it is. So that's done. So now we have a cool transparency, and so now whatever we put behind, say we'll just put a solid. Let's change it to some red color. Let's put it behind this. Okay, so we have this red color, so we can basically do whatever we want, put whatever we want here. So this is the basics. So we got the matte done for this composition, so just save it. Balcony. Yep, saving is a good habit. Okay, this is done. So now whatever we'll do, we'll work on this stuff. Okay, so now we have the shot 2, so we need to take this into a 3D scene and all that. So shot 2, I'm gonna open another composition. We have this. I'm gonna make it a 3D layer and add in a camera. Just like right click, new camera. Just 36 mm is fine, and everything is fine. Don't enable the depth of field right now, it'll slow down. We'll add it in the end. Just say okay. Now we have got this camera, and we go to say custom view 1. You can see when camera is here, we have this thing here. So right now the compositing, what we'll be doing is we'll be adding layers behind these, right behind this to we are adding by layers, and we will distend it using the Z space so that we get the parallax effect and which can sell the shot. So to do that, we need to start adding background. So to do background, let's add one video. Now we'll add the background footage. Just double click here, and I have a footage from artbeats.com. So this one footage, I'll say okay, open. So it's here. I just drag and drop it just below this. So this is the footage what I have, which is what we're going to replace behind. So I'm going to make it a 3D layer, and I'll go to the custom view setting and just push it behind. Far behind. The more behind it goes, you'll have better parallax for the objects which are in front. So go to the camera, so it's decent enough. So push it back, and you can scale it to whatever you want. Okay, let's scale it here. Okay, it still looks too close, so I'll just push it back. Press P, push it back. Okay, this looks fine. Come up, let's expand, let's push it down a little bit. Okay, this looks okay at this moment. Okay, so that's done. So if we can go to custom view, you can see, okay, this is our background, and we have it here. Okay, active camera back. So now to introduce some parallax effects, we need to add some more objects in front of in between this layer and this layer. So we can add in some trees, etc. So I've just made some trees, brown trees. Just import some trees. Say okay. Say one more, this tree. Okay, maybe one more plain tree. Okay, cool. So now these brown trees are there, so I can just put this between the shot 1 and shot, this visual effect shot. Make it a 3 layer, push it back in Z space. Or you can go to your custom view, let's push it back to probably here. Let's go to active camera, position it wherever you want, and scale it. So basically these are the trees just behind these horizon trees. So just lift it up, just positioning it. Okay, so if we see it, it's looking pretty big, so we'll just scale it properly and just push it back in Z space again. A little more, that's too much, it's fine. See from your custom view, you can see it's just in front of that. Maybe it's too, just shrink it a little more and just bring it a little more front. Okay, so there we go, we have one tree. So what we can do is we can duplicate it, move this one front and move it a little back, and duplicate that again and move one more in front, and we can move this a little more front and down, and probably just change the size just to get a random feeling. So you can keep duplicating this, and I'll tell you, I'll just stop the recording and just move this thing across and come back. So I added some more, so I'm repeat. So I continued that exercise and I copied a lot of trees like this. I separated out them in Z space. We can see here I just moved them randomly in Z space, so for parallax, and we can get this. So we have all this layers here. Actually you can club everything and maybe if you can just do layer and say pre-compose, you can actually pre-compose, say brown trees, and that time the 3D effect will go off, and you can press this collapse transformation so that the After Effects camera in this composition will respect the Z space information of this brown trees. This is one way of doing so, but right now I'm doing it. I don't want to pre-compose right now because I just prefer just making it a shy layer, just getting it out. So I prefer making them shy layers just for the sake of it, and cut the shy layer out so it's gone. So what you can do is you can actually add more trees here. So I have added some more trees here. If you can see here, one tree here, and I'll just get this out. I just added some more green trees. If you can go to custom view, you can see some more green trees added. So might look a little strange, brown trees here and green trees here, just added here for the experimentation sake. So I again make this all shy layers. You can get it out. I'm not doing any pre-composing at this moment. So we have this done. So now we have to blend this too in the earlier shot. So I just moved this feather to 10. Earlier it was 0 and it looked like a straight line here. So just to get a little more blending, I just added some 15 here, make it blend, kind of blends in, right? So this looks a little more better. So we have this, we have the trees here, we have the, okay, we'll just do a small moment and see, it looks fine. And just 1 minute, we'll quickly do a ramp preview to see what's happening. So if you press shift 0, it'll actually give a ramp preview of skipping each frame, and but I don't want the entire frame to come, so I just want till 2 seconds. So I press N here. So this is the work area. I just wanted to let you know what is work area. Expand this back. So what happens is, if you want to see only between 2 seconds and 4 seconds, you move your timeline there to 2 seconds and say press B, starts B, and come to 4 seconds and press N. So this will be your preview area. And if you press shift 0, which is for ramp previewing skipped frames, okay, it looks okay. But if you notice, hair is moving here because there's a lot of wind here, and this boat is coming here. So but all our trees are not at all moving, right? So we need to do some sort of adjustment to make sure that the trees move. So here's one alternative I came up with. So I'll just go back, and so this is our thing. So right now I'll pre-compose everything. Pre-compose brown trees. So okay, and I press the collapse transformation back so that I can get the thing. So there is this effect called as turbulent displace. So I plan to use that to give a small bit of movement. So I just drag and drop it to this layer, and if you can see, the default values are too much. That keeps moving heavily. So I'll just solo this layer out. You can see it's like there's no evolution here. If you just change the evolution, it kind of moves so badly right now. So what I'll do is I'll just go for some 5 and say some 20 value right now, and just see what happens. This very light movement. So I'll just go to some 8 and move. You can see there's a slight hint of movement. So I think we'll try this, what happened. So so what we can do is we need to set keyframes for this evolution to move, and instead of that you can use I think the tip set by Andrew Kramer. You can just alt click here, evolution, and just type time times say 100 and just see what happens. Okay, looks fine. So we'll come back to this times 100 later. Just unsolo this layer and just do a small ramp preview and see how. So if you see, there's a small subtle movement of the trees, I think, which is decent enough for this shot. So this is one trick I use. I don't know if it's good or bad, but there might be a lot of other ways, but this is one thing I could figure out. And okay, we'll recompose the other trees also. So green trees, collapse transformation again to get it back, and I'll just copy the same turbulent displacement here. Okay, so I think that works fine. Okay, so even these trees are moving. I'll just do a quick ramp preview. Okay, it looks pretty okay at this moment. Okay, this is fine. And if you notice, I think the ship behind is going pretty fast, so we can probably do something to that. We can probably slow it down. So we'll go to the first frame, and to slow it down we can enable time remapping for this. Enable time remapping. So what we can do is we can actually come down to 10 seconds, 12 seconds, and put a keyframe here and just expand this back to the end of the frame. So let's see now. Okay, I think this is fine, right? It moves slowly. So time remapping, I think a lot of tutorials on that in Video Copilot. .NET, you can check there out, but this is very simple way of slowing things down. So cool, we are done. I think so far with all this. You can assume the color correction is not yet done. We can do on it, but let's see if anything else needs to be done. Okay, this looks fine so far. So what we can do is first we can do some color correction and then come back to adding this balcony frame here. So I'll save this for doing color correction. Before doing any color correction, what I generally do is try to match by eye each of the frames. I'm just basically gonna use Red Giant's looks, magic bullet looks, to change the color. So before going to magic bullet looks, I thought we will just match these colors to the background. So just basically use probably the curves thing and just drag and drop it in our shot first. So this is too much of green, so we need to kind of make it orange. So go to green channel, just reduce the green channel a little bit and probably increase the red. The blue thing. Okay, kind of a little bit. Okay, more red. Yeah, so it's fine now. I think this kind of matches with this thing, and I'll just copy this and paste for the green trees. Okay, that also kind of matches. So now we have a kind of okie dokie color correct, color matching with all the frame. Now we can actually go and work on Red Giant's magic bullet look. So shot 3 is there. I'll take shot 3 and open a new composition on that. Cool, we have it now. We can just type in looks. Thanks to Stu Masterwitz, I think this plugin was made. So we'll just go to edit, click here. Basically you can use your own color correction tools. I thought this was faster, so we go to looks and choose anything we want. So I thought the one which looks good on this was okay, I thought we'll choose Bristol City here. This is a basic plugin. So what I'll do is, this is fine. I'll basically add a vignette probably to this vignette. You can add in lens thing. You can just vignette here, just drag and drop it on the lens thing. You get a vignette here, decent looking vignette, and you can change all the values here, the radius and stuff like that, the spread, whatever. I think this looks okay. So okay, so press OK, and we have this color corrected stuff. This is before and this is after. Before, after. Looks okay. And still this feathering thing is not so good. We can probably use some more mask tools and mask some things out to blend it in. So we'll see in the final shot. Okay, so now we got this in, and okay, this looks okay. And what we can do is, right now we can go work on the camera move. Just go back to our shot. This is our camera, so we need to do a small camera move to get the parallax effect. So I'll add a null object here and make it 3D layer. I'll call it as cam controls and parent the camera to the null. This is used for the camera adjustment. So I'll just put a first keyframe here and just go to the last frame. Just move in Z space very little, very subtle. Say till 50. So it gives a very subtle camera movement. So I'll just do a quick ramp preview to see how it is. You can see there's a very subtle camera move here. I think it's too less. We'll increase it. So 50, just make it to 100. Okay, now let's wait. Let's see. Here's a ramp preview. I think there's a small movement of camera which is decent enough to show you some parallax. It's fine. So I think we can still increase this to say 150. Okay, so if you notice, when you went to the last frame, this video came out. If you press the transparency, this is coming out, so we probably need to expand that. Just do a small expansion of that. Yep, that's it. So now it'll work fine. Okay, now we go back and add the frame, which is, so what we can do for that is probably go to the project settings and just take the first image. Camera takes AVI. We'll take the first shot, cut out the stiff sequence, say open. So this is the shot we took, and we'll open a new composition. So we got this done. So we just want the frame right now. So what we can do is, we can take the mask tool, pen tool, and mask out the frame. Okay, we got the tool. Just to make sure that everything is put in place, so we'll just put a solid behind, red solid, just to see. Okay, just cut out the mask tool. There are some more things here. Okay, now this looks fine. Cool. So we'll just cut out this. So we have this frame. So we'll just recompose this, or just call this frame window. So we have this frame window. So right now what we have to do is just drop it in top of our thing. So frame window. So frame window will be the first frame. So I'll take the frame window and just put above shot 2. So we got it, and I'll make it 3 layer. I'll make it 3D layer, and I'll just push this screen a little more behind. I'll go to the camera view and move this behind, because you understand this balcony has a space here, and if you put it behind we can get some good parallax. So just move it behind and just go to back to camera and just move it here this side. Okay, cool. Now with the frame in, I'll just do a quick RAM preview to see how it is. Okay, now we got the frame in, so that's fine. So, but if you notice the first shot, right, without the matte painting, you have this frame, but you have this grill kind of stuff, which is actually obscuring the view. So we can still do that also. So we'll go to frame. This is what we had, right? So just add a new solid, white. To get the mesh effect, I'll add a solid, a white solid. Any color is fine. I'll just add a grid to it, and make the border size 2. So before doing anything here, I'll just pre-compose it, make it a new call it as grid, say OK, and I'll go and change the grid settings. This is size to 2 and make it smaller like the grid. I think this is fine. Go frame window. So what I'll do is I'll just put it below it and just cut a mask up. For this, press G, just mask up stuff. Okay, cool. So now we got this grid thing. So I'll go to this grid and make this color as black, close to black. Okay, and go to the frame and reduce the opacity here. Say to 25. So let's go and see in shot 3. Okay, so we have this frame is looking not so okay. I think we can still reduce the size with the grid, and let's make it 3 and 3. Okay, this looks okie dokie. I think you can still reduce it. 2. Okay, this is fine now. Okay, this is fine. So now it looks like as though the frame was already there and there are some grills on it, right? So we got it back. So we're done. So when you go to a final shot and see with the magic bullet color looks, so here we are. Let's expand this. So here we are, we have our scene, and we have this sky replay with the background, and we added some foreground elements to it. We added a camera move, and we added this frame back in, and with the grill and all that. So this is the earlier shot, and this is the final shot. So let me do a quick RAM preview of all this, and I'll stop the video and I'll show you how it looks. Just before you do a RAM preview or save it, I thought I'll just add one more lens flare. I'll just say solid and make it black. Just put it right above the background video. I'll go to effect, key non-light factory, and add light, and just change it to say 1055 mm lens, and just reposition this somewhere here. Cool. So now we get a small lens flare. So just to explain you that we can add whatever elements. Just wanted to show you one more other way of adding elements here. Earlier shot you saw we added small trees, so that is one way of adding, and This other way is adding a bunch of trees like this. I'll show you. So this is one footage what I have. Let's cut out the mask. So this is a footage, just on a small mask over it and did a Lumi key and got this tree here. So similar way I have another footage. I'll just show you. So this is one footage. I just took the mask out of this tree and I added that in the Lumi key and I got this. So these two trees I added here in this list, and if I can show you the custom view and you can see clearly. So the trees are here and I've just added in random space, and if I go to the active camera view, this actually looks a little more better than the earlier one, right? Because this has two small trees and it looks too artificial. So I just wanted to show you how things can be done. So you can add as many elements as you want, and if you see the blending here is not so cool. So what I'll do is I'll just go back to our earlier frame. This is where we, if you remember shot 2, we took out the sky replace, right? So I'll just expand the mask till here, probably till here, and the sky's thing also just move it till here so that the blending will be better. Now if you go to our shot and see, okay, now this looks much better, right? So this is the original trees and these are the trees which we implemented, and it actually got it blended very nicely. So we can use this itself, or we can just add a little more color correction, and just did some more stuff and got this here. So I think that's it, we are done. So this is how some basic compositing you can do in After Effects. After Effects basically not only for motion graphics, we can still do compositing work like this, though it is not as comprehensive or expansive as Nuke or say Fusion, etc. I think for 3D with flat planes, I think this will do really good and we can work it out better. So I'll just do a quick review, ramp review of this and show you the final output. So here is the final render. So if you can see, there is a slight camera movement inside, and trees are here, and our turbulence displacement is actually making it slightly move based on the wind, and this is how it looks, the final thing. And still we can actually do some improvements here. If you notice, there is no parallax here between this frame and this image, because the initial shot was static. It was a fixed camera, locked camera, so there is no parallax here. So what we can do is actually cut this out as a mask and put it as a new layer and project it in 3D, and so that when the camera moves in, you'll have some parallax here for selling the shot. So okay, this is the tutorial. Hope you liked it. This is basic compositing in After Effects. So if you are advanced users, please don't kill me. So once again, this is Hafiz here for aetouch.com. Thanks, bye bye. Hi, I'm extremely sorry, I forgot to mention one important point. So once we set up the camera and all the layers here, we need to enable the depth of field for this camera, because otherwise, if you can see, all the elements in the background are in focus, which actually is not the case with normal cameras, because when you have a wider aperture open, so you'll get good depth of field, and which is not coming up here. So what we can do that to fake it is go to camera settings, press AA, and if you see depth of field is turned off here, so I'll just turn it on, and I've set this default values as this. And if you can, once I turned it on, you can see there is some depth of field happening here, giving a sense of 3D here. So you can actually change these values for whatever. So if you reduce the aperture, there will be less depth of field, and we can just increase it, and I'll just increase to the maximum, and you can see how the depth of field changes. So depending on your setting, probably you might need to change. I thought here a value of 90 looks better for a depth of field. Sorry, I couldn't add it earlier. I just added it at the end of the tutorial. Please make sure you add this depth of field to increase the selling of this shot. Thanks a lot.